Join Conneaut Area City Schools on our journey with universal design for learning. We have many choices in reading. They can read with a teacher. They could read with a partner. Could read whole class. You can read with support. This is a listening center at Lakeshore Primary School. We have students reading with Kindles at Lakeshore and at the middle school. This is a student reading on the computer. Or of course, you can always read alone.
It has made me more thoughtful about the way I plan, present, and request information from lessons. In addition, each interaction I have with a student is influenced by the questions and framework that have come out of UDL.
I like the choice of books because I can read what book I'm into.
Thank you. Students have choices of what they read. This is an example of book club at the middle school. This is an example of book club at Lakeshore Primary School.
You can pick your different kind of paper and you can pick what you write about.
Implementing the UDL framework has opened the doors of communication and collaboration amongst teachers. Their lens has moved from a narrow focus to a panoramic view of student learning. Interventions that have been in place for one student are now being seen as options for all students. Teachers who have implemented UDL in a small way this year are looking for ways to incorporate it throughout the entire day, as the impact it has made in the classroom has been significant.
Students have options during writing time. This is a small group working with a teacher. Here's an example of students writing independently. The students have different paper that they can write on: computer paper, large paper, lined paper, unlined paper. They have many choices. This student is writing on the computer.
I like that there's these doors that we get to pick a sheet of paper, and that paper we get to take the inspiration of what we think onto the paper, and we get to write what we want to write.
Perfect, thank you. Here are some examples of students writing using different materials. This is a first grade student writing. This is self-evaluation with our writing checklist. This student had to go back and look at his personal dictionary to find the word spooky. He knew it was in October. This was looking at just one small moment and how you can write about that one small moment.
How do you like choice in your assignments?
Teacher picks it. We always struggle when we do it, and we don't have to struggle on the assignment.
Okay, thanks.
Here are students that are going to show you choices in their assignment. This is a timeline, or they could work on a poster board. Another student working on a poster board. This student was working on a PowerPoint. This is an example of a variety of ways students have to show understanding in an assignment. Here's an example of students programming a robot, building a robot, and listening to ways to improve their robot. This is at Conneaut High School in a math class. They are working in stations. They have a choice of working with partners, working in a small group, or working alone.
It was fun because everybody's good at something else, so we got to choose what we got to do, and therefore it was like easier to present because you could know what you were talking about, and it was more fun that way.
Thank you. You are going to see students that made a song to show their understanding of temperature.
Temperature measures the Celsius, Kelvin, or Fahrenheit. Energy travels from warm to cold. Particles with kinetic energy never gonna energy sleep. Energy flows from warm to absence on it. Thermometers measure degrees. We made of tiny parts with kinetic energy. Thermometers, thermostats measure temperature in degrees. They can make you melt.
UDL has really decreased the number of behaviors in my classroom. Typically, the students are engaged and because of choice have taken an ownership and interest in their learning. All students are able to have supports, which makes the accommodations virtually unnoticeable to others. Students are also active the entire time and can see information presented several different ways.
Because you get to go with your friends if you want to go with them. And other is if there's a center you don't like to go to, you can pick a different one.
Perfect, thanks. Next, you'll see two examples of math station charts that help the students know what station they are going to. Can you share with me what you like about having choice during math?
I like having choice during math because, like, if I don't like this strategy, then I can use a different strategy.
Perfect, thank you. Here's a student working on his math journal during center time. Here are fourth grade students using the smartboard. Second grade students using the smartboard. Here's a student doing a computer math station. Second grade students doing math stations. They are doing fraction stations. This is an instructional aid helping at a station. Here's a classroom teacher working at a station. During this station, the students gave thumbs up or thumbs down if they were able to complete the problem. If they were able to complete the problem, they could do the work independently, or if they wanted to, they could work with the teacher at the
I
table.
like the choice about application problem because you get to choose which way you want to solve your problem.
All right, thank you. Notice this is when the teacher is assisting the students. There are other students on the floor that are able to do the problem set on their own.
We have thoroughly enjoyed this year because of the changes in our lessons for the children.
UDL has brought back excitement and joy in their learning.
We have seen students that were facing challenges become active learners and engaged in the activities in writing, word work, and math.
The centers and the many choices given to the children have provided them opportunities for creativity and hands-on learning.
Using UDL also gives the students the chance to take ownership of their learning.
We also have choices on where we sit. This is a low kneel desk. Here's another example of low kneel desks. Stand-up desks, yoga balls. UDL has increased student motivation and improved academic learning while decreasing behavior issues. Conneaut is excited to continue our journey with universal design for learning.